In a hidden valley where every fairy was born with wings, there lived one who could not fly. They called her a mistake, a fairy without flight, in a world ruled by the sky. But the night a deadly storm swallowed the valley. That same wingless fairy would be the only one brave enough to enter it. And what she discovered would change the fate of every fairy forever. Because sometimes, the ones who seem the weakest are the ones carrying the rarest magic of all. Long before humans mapped the stars, there existed a secret valley hidden beyond a whispering forest, a place where fairies were born from falling starlight. Every time a star streaked across the night sky, a new fairy opened her eyes, and every fairy had wings that shimmered like dawn, except one. On the quietest night of the century, a baby fairy named Leora was born beneath a dim and silent sky. The elders gathered around her cradle, then exchanged worried glances. Her wings were there, but barely, transparent, fragile, almost invisible. One elder whispered, "She may never fly." In fairy culture, flying wasn't just a gift. It was identity, freedom, power. Without it, who was she? As seasons passed, the valley filled with color and laughter. Young fairies zipped through clouds, played tag with the wind, and painted rainbows after summer rain. Leora watched from the ground. She tried to fly. Oh, how she tried. She leaped from flower petals, climbed tree roots, even jumped from a low cliff once, believing courage alone would lift her. But gravity always answered. And it was never kind. Soon whispers followed her wherever she walked. Ground fairy, broken wings, poor thing. Invitations stopped coming. Sky festivals became something she only saw reflected in moonlit ponds. Yet, while others ruled the air, Leora discovered the quiet magic below. She spoke to fireflies when they felt their light fading. She guided lost hedgehogs home. She listened to ancient trees creak stories older than memory. Still, every night she looked up and made the same wish. Just once. Let me know what it feels like to fly. Then one night, everything changed. The wind arrived first, sharp and unnatural. Clouds swallowed the stars. Lightning tore the sky open like paper. Fairies had seen storms before, but never one that silenced magic itself. Wings faltered, glow dimmed. Even laughter disappeared. Then came the terrifying news. The Fairy Queen, guardian of the valley's magic, had been trapped inside the Crystal Mountain after an avalanche sealed its entrance. Without her, the valley's magic would slowly fade. Panic spread faster than the storm. The strongest flyers tried to reach the mountain, but the wind hurled them back like fallen leaves. No one can get through. The elders cried. For the first time in centuries, the valley felt helpless. Then, from the edge of the trembling crowd, a quiet voice rose. "I can go." Heads turned. It was Leora, a fairy who couldn't even fly, volunteering for the impossible. A few fairies laughed nervously, but Leora stood steady, even as fear pounded in her chest. "The storm lives in the sky," she said softly, "so I will travel where it cannot stop me." On the ground, and because hope was running out, they let her try. The forest was unrecognizable beneath layers of snow. Each step burned with cold. Thorns clawed at her dress. Once, glowing wolf eyes followed her through the dark, but turned away as if sensing her gentle heart. Hours passed, then more. Doubt whispered cruel things. "Turn back. You are not enough. You never were." But Leora kept walking. Because she knew what it felt like to be left behind, and she would not leave her queen alone. At last, the Crystal Mountain rose before her, silent and merciless. The entrance was buried beneath a wall of ice, too thick to break, too tall to climb. For the first time, tears froze on her cheeks. Had she come this far only to fail? Then she heard it. A faint trickle. Beneath the snow, a tiny stream, still moving, despite the cold. Leora knelt, placing her trembling hand into the freezing water. She closed her eyes and spoke the oldest fairy language, the one she learned not from books, but from listening. Water remembers how to move. Please, help me find a way. For a moment, nothing. Then, the stream shifted, curving gently toward the ice. Carving, melting, opening a narrow passage just large enough for one small fairy. Hope flickered, and Leora stepped inside. Deep within the glowing cavern lay the Fairy Queen, her once brilliant light now faint as a dying star. Her eyes opened slowly. Surprise filled them. You came, but how? No fairy could fly through that storm. Leora smiled weakly. I stopped trying to be the fairy I wasn't. The queen studied her, really studied her. Then she reached toward Leora's nearly invisible wings. The moment her fingers touched them, the cave filled with silver light. Leora gasped. Her wings blazed, not outward like sails, but inward, glowing, steady and strong. Like a compass pointing home. The queen whispered, Child, these are not wings meant for the sky. You were born with earthlight magic, the rarest power of all. While others guide the winds, you guide the world itself. As they stepped outside together, something miraculous happened. The raging wind softened. Snow began to melt. Tiny green shoots pushed through the frost. It was as if the earth recognized her and answered. When Leora returned with the queen, the valley fell silent in awe. The fairy they pitied had saved them all. No one ever called her ground fairy again. Instead, they spoke her name with wonder, and from that day forward, whenever a young fairy feared being different, the elders would point toward the forest, where a gentle silver glow could often be seen walking beneath the trees. That is, Leora, they would say. Proof that you do not need to rise into the sky to be extraordinary. Sometimes, you are meant to become the light that guides everyone else home. And though she never flew, she never felt small again, because she finally understood, different wasn't a flaw, it was her destiny. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe for more stories that warm the heart.